Did you create games in Flash and you don't know how to do it anymore? Or maybe you just came into JavaScript and you want to know some new things? Welcome Squirrels to the Squirrel Game Dev. Today I will show you the coding ways to create actual games in 2021. All of these methods I will use on my streams on this channel, so you should subscribe to me and we will go and you will help me to deal with them. And starting by React. Making games with React is very simple. That's how I made the first game. You just don't need to learn anything else. So if you know how to make websites using React, you are done. It's easy because you just need to use states to manipulate them. So you just need to use state and it does all of the job for you, even with transitions. So you just use the CSS transitions instead of doing everything loop by loop. Anyway, it's not very good way to create it when it goes for games that really depend on time. So if your transitions really depend on time, so they cannot last more or less than like 2 seconds, just exactly 2 seconds. You should use React because they will last something around 2 seconds, but not exactly. It really depends on which browser you use and how much it's loaded up. And it's not only for React, it's for CSS transitions in general. So even if you want to use a plain JavaScript, which I don't recommend, you will have trouble with CSS. Then you should use Canvas instead. Summing up, this method is very good. Dividing games into components make code look so pretty, but it's unreliable on time. So it's good only for static games and maybe menus. If you want to see how to create such a game, you should subscribe to this channel because I will create the game soon on the streams, which you will be able to test live. So please do that, and we're going to the next thing. The next thing I want to cover here up is the tool that is in JavaScript from the very beginning, and it's Canvas. So you probably know about it, but you may not know how to deal with it even if you create websites in JavaScript for many years. Because I create them and it just got to me some months ago, where I created a game called Ultra Music Hero, which I put into my trailer. So you can see it and you will see what you can exactly do in Canvas. But if you're a lazy squirrel, I will tell there something in a nutshell. So like every single engine available in any language you came across, it's just creating games loop by loop. So every single loop has its own frame for the game. The maximal FPS you can get is 60, not that bad actually as for the browser. And because some years ago it wasn't even able to get like 55. So in Firefox the maximal FPS you could get was 50. These were the golden years of Flash I told you before about, because Flash used Canvas too, but it provided to Canvas so many additional things that if user wanted to use, they had to download and install Adobe Flash Player. And this Adobe Flash Player was just some kind of an extension to Canvas, but Canvas itself are still available and are doing fine. So if you are not good at coding, you may find some other HTML5 Canvas editors on the web. They are so powerful and even the same powerful as Flash was. So you may cover it up too. But if you're more a coding squirrel, you may to have look for some programming style methods. So I will tell you about them there. There are two ways to create games in Canvas. So the first way is to create it using Canvas 2D. And that's a very good way to begin your adventure with Canvas. But for later games, it may not fill up your expectations. But even if it has some limits, the one thing is good there that, unlike in React, makes Canvas time dependent. So right there, you can create precise games which will be trustable and you will be sure that they work the same for every user. And the second way is to use Webgl. And Webgl is actually the high-performance library for JavaScript, which I don't recommend you to use just without any other library, like Three.js, an example, because it's so hard, and to make something what is at least viewable, you have to put so much effort. You need to write so much code to do so little in Webgl. But with libraries like Three.js, it becomes so powerful that you can create 3D animations in JavaScript in 60 FPS without choking on any browser. So if you are bored with these two previous methods, I really recommend you to jump into this one. I don't know much right now about it. I will need to cover things up, but I will do that, and this will be the latest games I will do on this channel, I think, so stay tuned. But I fear these are the only ways that I know to create games in 2021 in programming way, but if you know some other ways, you can put them in the comments. I may use them later to create some high-performance games. So yeah, as I said, subscribe to me please, join the Discord I made, follow my Twitter where I post info about the newest streams and newest videos. I hope you learned something new. I'm gonna go to create some new content for you. It will be super extra cool. So bye!